Hey, what's up, fish family? How's everybody doing? Happy 2021. Today, it is the first update of the year. I know we're probably in the second week of the year already, and excuse me, I haven't really been uploading lately. But a lot of things have been going on around my life and with the tanks, as you guys can see. We have the Red Sea Reef 170 there that was actually shut down. I'm actually trying to downgrade and keep a smaller tank. That way, it's less maintenance, and I could do more things, more activities, go out a little bit more. Just keeping a large tank right now, I think is just a little bit too much work. So we shut down the Red Sea Reefer 170, and we still have the Red Sea Emax 170 in the house. So, for those that have been following me, and for those that haven't been following me for a while now, or at all, actually in the garage, excuse the mess. This is the garage, and there's still a lot of things that need to be organized, and one of them is the cables that you guys can see there. But anyhow, here in the garage, what I actually had when I moved in, I placed the Integrated Marine 30-gallon tank, which I was using for my frag tank. And as you can see, the 30 long Integrated Marine tank, it's not there no more. It is actually right here, really dirty and messy. I need to clean that. Probably on the weekend when I get some time, I'll clean it good. It's not that dirty, just a reflection. That's why it look like it's dirty, but it's a reflection of the been there. But I gotta clean it, post it up, try to sell it because I have a lot of tanks, and I have a super duper fun project for keeping a new reef tank system, which I want to do. So I need to rehome, sell all the tanks before I get a new one. All right, so let's jump into the left tank. So remember, guys, before I got the Red Sea tanks, I had Integrated Marine tanks. Then I was like, you know what, I need something a little bit bigger. So I went with these 34-gallon rimless frag tanks. These are made by Aquarium Masters, located, I think, in Chino, California. So I got two. Every time I get a tank, and I have two, guys, everything has to match. Stand, tanks, equipment, everything has to match. You're like, hey, your lights are not matching. Yeah, they're not matching because at one point, one was freshwater, one saltwater, and each were running with AI primes. One freshwater, the other saltwater, of course. And yeah, that's how everything was done. I've been having a lot of tank setups in a while, but every time I set up a new tank, it just like sparks that revival of that love and passion for the hobby. So let's start with the left side. That is the 34-gallon frag tank. It looks really empty. That is because I already started to bring home a lot of stuff, rocks with corals on them. I don't have no more, guys, the rock flower anemones. They were sold. They were in a rock. They were sold, both of them, with including a yellowtail blenny, which I was so hard to get rid of him, like to remove him actually, because I wasn't trying to get rid of him, but just to remove him from the rock, it was just hard. So the person that grabbed the rock, I told him, you know what, you're lucky, you're having a yellowtail blenny, and he kept them. Also, the rock had a couple solas in there, so this tank looks empty. Not only because I've been rehoming a lot of corals, but also because when I had the frag tank, it was in an Integrated Marine 30 long, which basically is like 11 inches depth, that I remember. This one doesn't have a bag chamber and all in one, so it's actually more room. That is one reason why I got this tank when I upgraded from the Integrated Marine tanks, which I had two, sold one and kept one. So right here, guys, what we have is everything that I want to sell. So for right now, I have this rock of, or this colony of zoanthids. We have the scrambled eggs. We have the incinerators, and then the ones right there, I do not know the name of them. And then right here, we got the green minis. We have, I just dropped something. We have the goblins on fire. We have the nirvanas, sweet tooth, and I forgot those fruit loops. We have some utter chaos. Again, we have more scrambled eggs, sweet tooth, rainbow utter chaos, no, rainbow hornets, rostas, incinerators, sonic flares, bam bam, sonic flares, Um, blue eyes, I think that's what they're called. Again, scrambled eggs. Incinerators, which I for a second thought that there were nirvanas, but there you go. There's some nirvanas back there, stuck to the frag rag. Then again, we have more of those blue eyes or fire and ice. I forgot what's the name of that zoanthid there. Then we have some Gatorades back there, and more scrambled eggs, and that's pretty much it. Then another Gatorade back there. So that's pretty much it for this tank for all the corals here. Man, there's so many soas out there. It's like catching Pokemon. There's so much types out there. At one point when I started the hobby, I wanted to collect all the type of zoanthids, but there were just too many, and there's just not a lot of room. One reason why I'm selling all my zoanthids, guys, is because I had a bad experience with polytoxins, which led to me going to the emergency room. They didn't really do much because they don't know anything about polytoxins, but luckily enough, and thank to God, I am okay. I haven't had any side effects since then. I probably just had symptoms like for a week or two, and they removed, they went away by themselves. But yeah, that's why I do not like keeping zoanthids anymore. And slowly but surely, I've been rehoming a bunch of them. One thing that I actually started to do now was start doing auctions on the local Facebook Reef page and putting things up for sale as well. As I talk, I will prefer you guys to actually look at this tank. But before I continue talking, let's just jump in directly to this tank. So he's a twin brother or the twin sister of this. She's probably the pretty sister. That's the ugly sister right there. So that's the one that really doesn't have that much stuff, and this one is the pretty sister. So this one, it has a bunch of the corals that were in my wife's tank. Basically all the rocks. For now, I haven't really sold any rocks yet. I have sold colonies on rocks, but they were actually from the frag tank to the left. And so yeah, pretty much it. These are all the corals that were in my wife's tank. I have sold a couple things, but let's jump directly to my wife's tank, or to the one that was the system that was in my wife's tank. So these are the AI Primes, first generation with 13 LEDs. We have a Fluval 70 here as a hang on back filter, just with regular sponge filter with some ceramic rings, as well as some Chemi Pure Blue. Besides that, there is no skimmer. As you see, there is no skimmer in this tank. And to be honest, when I ran these tanks, even before I got the Red Seas, I never ran a skimmer. And all my corals and fish have done wonderful as long as I keep up with the water changes. And I don't really feed that much, to be honest. I don't feed my fish that much. And I've stopped feeding my corals. I used to feed my corals once every week or twice a week. Now I feed them once a month. So that's bad husbandry from my side. And I should be feeding my corals a little bit better if I want them to grow a bit faster. But these corals don't really demand direct feeding, so they do fine just by the light source, by photosynthesis. I think that's the word I forgot. Anyhow, I am really I really should have brought some water to the garage with me, because I am talking a little bit too much. It's just I'm not used to making long videos. I'm not used to recording, so it is something, I gotta deal with. Anyhow, so let's jump in directly to the corals, directly to the tank. Here on top we have a bunch of torches, which I do not know the name of most of them. I really forgot the name of them, except that one right there, which it is the gold Indo torch. And then the other torches here. Then we have some red discosomas. We got the mushrooms, hairy mushrooms. We have here our Sunkiss. That guy has grown so much. We got him for $40 when he was such a baby, and to be honest, guys, I thought it was gonna take forever, and it did to grow. But look at those bounces; it's looking beautiful. Then we have the Super Freaks next to it. We have the wild caught Deadpools down there with the Recordias, the Golden Gonzos, Super Freaks, the Kryptonite right there, and again the wild Deadpools and Deadpools on this rock. Then we move a little bit more back here. We have the plate, which the plate rock, or I don't know, the shelf rock that I had previously on my Red Sea Reefer E Max E170, which I still have. This rock was actually over there, but it was just really hard to rockscape it with it. So I placed it in the frag tank, and just seeing how the other swanthids grew as in colonies in the rock, I was like, might as well do it here, since there is no purpose on this rock. So I might as well just let swanthids grow crazy there, and then just sell them later on in the future. Then back there we have a hammer. To the right we have another hammer, and we see right there my Ganiporo not doing good. I think it was doing good. I don't know what. I don't know. Probably because it's late. Then we have more hairy mushrooms right here. Those things grow like crazy. We have some Rhodactis and another Rhodactis, which I do not know the name of them. For fish, we still have the gold nugget lightning maroon with the Royal Garama, and I'm pretty sure there is a 6-line wrasse there, and of course the yellow tang is still there doing wonderful. And forgot the fish on the other tear. We have the 2 Perculas, the false Percula, and the black snowflake clownfish, which is right there. So I've been, like I was saying previously, I've been selling some corals. I started to do auctions on the local Facebook Reef page. I mean, I don't get the price that I'm really asking for the corals, but at least selling some is better than not. So the sooner I rehome the corals that I don't want, the sooner I could set up my future project for another reef tank. I just think keeping a smaller tank, it is better thing to do right now. But just looking at this tank, it looks so beautiful. Why not just keep it, right? So that is something I am still thinking of. I thought keeping the tanks in the garage was going to be hard because I mean, it is insulated, but just the garage door has like small cracks, which right now it's winter and it could get really cold. But so far I have 2 thermostats there with the temperature control, and every time I come here, the readings are looking wonderful. They're at 78 Fahrenheit. If anything, if they weren't actually would reach that temperature, I would put them at 75. But it looks like they are actually able to hit that 75 Fahrenheit target, which I want them to be. So that is something good. Also, I forgot that I have a Superman mushroom just right there where the rock is. But yeah, so the corals that I actually have rehomed, guys, like I said, it was the 2 rock flowers and enemies with the yellowtail blenny. What others? I've rehomed another rock that had some hairy mushrooms with the red discosoma. I've rehomed the Duncan. I've rehomed a trumpet coral. I've rehomed a couple of zoanthids, and I have rehomed some torches. And I think that's pretty much it. But in total, guys, I was able to get 120 plus 120. That was 240, and then just this weekend I sold the torch for 50. 2 zoanthids, which was $20 for both, and then 12 for another one, which that makes it 32 plus 50. That's 82 plus 240. So I've made about like 340, 350 on just the corals that I've rehomed. And guys, I still have hecka corals that I need to rehome. So all that money is actually going towards the budget for my next build. But if I don't do that, guys, I'm looking for a stand. I could have purchased the tank already that I want. I'm not gonna talk about that yet, but I'm looking at a stand for it because the stand, I don't think they even make a stand for that particular tank that I want. But if not, I'm looking around Target, IKEA, if they have any cabinet stand or nightstand that at least matches somewhat the dimensions of the tank that I want to get. But if I can find one, I probably won't keep the tank, and I'll probably end up keeping this tank here because look how beautiful they look. Then you're like, then why are you getting rid of the Red Seas if you're gonna keep these tanks? The Red Seas, they are worth like still $600 to $800 used. That's how much we're paying for them over here in California, and I'd rather save up that money from those tanks, and keep something that cost me way less, which are these tanks here, and just, you know, use that money for the hobby or for something else. But if I do not find a stand, like I said, for that tank that I want, I might just keep this tank, or I'll see what's going on, because to be honest, guys, it is hard to get rid of the corals that you've been growing for so long, and you attach yourself to them so long, and they are beautiful. Every time I come here, I'm like, why am I selling things if they are looking so good? They're establishing themselves. And for example, just looking at the Sunkiss right there, how much it has grown, just makes me question, do I really want to sell most of my corals, or which ones I want to keep? So I still need to get a game plan of exactly what I want to do and what corals I want to keep. But some corals are beautiful and some are not. Like, for example, I do not like some athletes no more. There are beautiful corals, but I do not want to keep them no more. So that's something I need to rehome. Hairy mushrooms, I have a lot. Rehome them. Garnipora, something I'll think about. Hammers, I like hammers. I like torches. But like here, I have two same hammers on torches, and there's another one just like that in my tank. So I'll probably rehome those two and keep the one over there. There's a lot of things. We go back over here. So anthids are beautiful, especially when they're colonies. So anthids like the rainbow hornets, the sweet tooth, the rust, the sonic flares, scrambled eggs, Gatorades, the blue hornets, which I just sold. Those are corals that are so anthids are so beautiful. Oh, and I have another one right there, which when I was when people bid and it was just a low price, I didn't really want to sell them, but they're beautiful corals. They cost me a little bit more, but I just don't want to keep some anthids, to be honest. I just want to stay away from that. It's not worth it. With my experience, I'm good. Other people, they don't really care. They don't mind, or they haven't experienced that what I went through, so they don't really care. They just be a little bit careful, or they do care, but they're just more careful than what I did with them. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to cut the video pretty soon. I'm already running out of breath. That tells you that I haven't really been making videos in that long, and I am really talking really fast. Not only that, I have no shoes on. I have no shoes on. The floor is cold. The room isn't really that cold, but the floor is cold since it's concrete. And I just want to go back inside the house. One thing also, it was really hard leveling the stand because it's old concrete here in the garage. But I had to get, I forgot what all those things called, but I bought at Home Depot so that I could at least level the stand so the tanks could do good. But yeah, that is the video, and this is the update of year 2021. The new start, guys. There's a lot of things I want to be doing, especially in summer 2021. A lot of things I'm going to do, and to be honest, it's been tempting setting up that 6-gallon frag tank as a freshwater tank, but we'll see what we're going to do. Anyhow, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thanks to all the faithful that have been following me for a long time now. I am out, guys. Peace.